against a big, strong team, and under our current circumstances, if we're not perfect, we're not winning. And we just didn't play a perfect game. You know, we're just so depleted inside that sometimes I feel like we're a small high school team at times when we're in foul trouble, which is frustrating to me because we were big and strong and we could substitute at those spots. We couldn't substitute. We just played 6'4" and 6'5" in there, which is a problem. Margin error is small. In fairness to our team, we'll make no excuses. But in fairness to our team, we're just getting Sincere back into shape. The last 10 games, we played 4 games without him. Tavian had a sprained ankle before that, didn't play. Rotroff and Kelly, we haven't had them. Marcus got kind of a strained groin. It's just a conglomeration of bad luck, really. And didn't allow us to develop because we've been so beat up. Simple as that. So, did we try hard? Yeah, we tried hard. We didn't play a perfect game. And we weren't going to beat them unless we played a perfect game.
How much does it kind of maybe put you behind the 8 ball a little bit with now Amari and Austin out?
Well, certainly that'd take a genius to figure out that, we had to bring the football guy back. And when Mike Hughes gets foul trouble, we don't really have one. So we're playing a 6'5" guy at center, which in modern basketball, I think that's a tough deal. We have no rim protection. So again, everything's got to be perfect. And then we have to win from the perimeter, which I can't stand. We're not good enough to do that. Especially with the point guard who was out 2.5 weeks trying to get himself back ready to play. So it's a tough deal. That's a hand you're dealt. There's nothing we can do about it. We'll play a little bit better as we go, as he gets a little bit healthier. But we just have to try as hard as we can every night. Simple as that.
Seems like every time you made a run, they would rotate the ball movement. It would end up in a clean corner 3-point look. Just why do you think that look was becoming so available for them? Playing
too many guys, too many minutes, too long, exerting a lot of energy, making mistakes because you're tired, pretty much. I mean, Mike Sell hurt us. Every time we cut it close, we gave up a 3, which is an issue. But they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, so I wouldn't want to play them in the NCAA tournament. They could create some problems for you because they're big and strong, and they shoot it good enough, and they've been in a lot of games. So we just had to play a little better. You can't shoot 1 for 13 the first half from 3 and expect to win. I mean, got to be a little more emotionally even keeled. I think that's one of our issues.
You ever had a season with so many injuries, key injuries, Keith?
Have I had one? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Not many. Been fortunate. I guess I better go to church more often or something. But look, that's the way it goes. I mean, everybody has to fight through injuries. But you look at their team, they're playing 7 guys, right? And they don't have any of their main guys hurt. They do have one. Matos is hurt, right? But he's not one of their main guys. If you lose your main guys, it's hard to win. And we don't have any of our main ones hurt, but we have what we did was Sincere, but we have enough of our key substitutes hurt that it's bothersome.
How impressive is it for Sincere to be playing so soon after his scope?
The thing I like best about him is he doesn't make any excuses. He just competes. Can he play better? He can play better, but think about it. He's playing dead on his feet half the time, right? But competitively, he's a competitive guy. He's one of the most competitive guys I've ever had. To play after that, he played, 8 days after his surgery.
You've mentioned this a couple times this season with practice. You've given guys more rest than you're accustomed to. As you prepare for Thursday, where do you balance rest versus rust?
Zach, I really haven't even thought about it. I'm just trying to get over this one first. Look, I watched St. Joe play last night on television. I thought they played well. I think they're much better than they were with getting Bynum, Kimball back with Bynum. They're playing small with Clover. They've kind of taken Funk out a little bit and Lamprey, and they're playing Edwards at the center, so they're hard to guard. They're playing better. Like they did a good job against VCU last night, so it'll be a tough. It wasn't an easy game the first time in here, and we had everybody. So, and you know they've had their share of injuries as well, but they've got some older guys that are pretty good players. It'll be a tough game.
Taking the injuries out of the equation for a second, how would you look back on the season? Are you changing things around here?
Well, I think if you do the math, we change some things. I mean, let's see, 3-15, 10-22, to 16 or 7-11 and 16-16. So that's a plus what? 3-50. That's a +4 in the league that year, and a +6 in the non-league. And then we got 19 now, so that's a +3 in the not total. And then we got 10, which is a +3 in the conference. So, am I happy? I'm never gonna be happy until we play in the NCAA tournament. But we've made progress. Am I unhappy about some things? Yeah, there's some things that bother me. That maybe I'm just old man. I don't know.
What bothers you besides the injuries?
Just like to win. Just like to win every night. Like to play perfect. So sometimes when you're a perfectionist, you're never happy, right?
Did you say earlier you wanted the guys to be more emotionally even-keeled? What do you mean by that?
Not letting anything bother them. Like I've laid off most of our guys for the most part, which really isn't my personality. I like to tell them directly. Like there was a scout here tonight from Cleveland, Brandon Weems, who played for me in high school. And he probably thought that was probably the softest he's ever seen. And he played for me in high school as a freshman. So like, think about that. So I've tried to lay off, so our guys have to be a little bit, forget about the refereeing, forget about bad play, forget about bad shot, forget about bad turnover. Put your raincoat on and let the water drip off of you and just play. And when they get to that point, they'll be better. Simple as that. So I've had to do it. They need to do it some. For the most part, we do. But we still have these little moments. Which, when you don't have any juniors and seniors, that's what happens sometimes.
Coach, do you expect we'll be seeing more of Lamar? You get some clutch shots tonight, 3-4 from behind the arc. You think we'll be seeing more of him in the tournament?
I thought he played well tonight. I thought he played really well at St. Bonaventure. Like some young people, he's not consistently good yet, but his heart's in the right place and his brain's in the right place. So whenever your heart and your brain's in the right place and you have reasonable ability, I mean, he's the only one really that made early on, right? You know, Tavian had his struggles, Frank had his. So if he can put the ball in the basket, we need to play him. And he defended pretty well tonight too. I thought he was emotionally engaged, really did a good job. The tough one at the end of the baseline, I think we were gonna make another 3 on the one that went out of bounds. But we did a good job. He did a good job of moving and finding open areas.
What was that whistle about there? You were down 6, and it looked like they were figuring out where it was near the end of the game, down in front of your bench.
When they threw the ball, they said the ball hit the end line. Didn't seem like it to me, but you know, I can't see from here to here, so they usually are right. We'll go back and watch it, but normally they're right.
Looking forward to having juniors next year?
You know, that's a very interesting question. So the answer is winning juniors, right? So at least we've taught them how to win this year. So now can we take the next? We've shown we can be competitive with everybody. Can we take the next step? The hard part is we're kind of boxed a little because those 2 guys are hurt. You know, and those are long injuries. So we don't really know when they'll be back, how they'll be. Can they get better, you know, with sitting around a little bit?
There's
So
no
that
guarantee they'd
affects-
start the season next year, right?
What's that?
There's no guarantee they'll start the season next year.
Well, if you do the math, most of it's 9 months for the most part, right? That's the earliest usually that they like to do it.
December.
So Austin probably a little sooner than Amari. tough deal. I feel for those kids. They're good kids. I mean, they've got good potential. You know, losing Austin really, you don't see it short term, but it hurt us long term. Really did, because just those big bodies give you much better margin of error. You know, we got crushed on the backboards. Well, it's no wonder, right? I mean, there's some things we could do, but there's also, hey, sometimes they just go up and get it, right? Good?